the northeast of the South American continent lies a unique world, Guyana. Guyana is a small country with an unrivaled variety of landscapes and wildlife. With less than 800,000 human inhabitants, it has plenty of room for nature. Guyana has three very different ecosystems, each with its own flora and fauna. To the southwest lies the broad savanna. To the north, the coast, permanently threatened by the ocean. Between them, seemingly endless rainforest. About 80% of the country is covered by pristine forests, Guyana's green heart. Crisscrossed by rivers and waterways. Here, indigenous peoples live between nature and the modern world. Many indigenous peoples work to protect their environment and secure the homes of the jaguar and the harpy eagle. One single road links Guyana with the rest of the continent. It extends almost 500 kilometers from the capital Georgetown on the Atlantic coast to the border with Brazil. Halfway along, it reaches the Esakibbo River. The first ferry crosses at 6 a.m. More than 1,000 kilometers long, the Esakibbo is one of South America's greatest rivers. This is an untamed waterway, a frontier between civilization and wilderness. Its many rapids make it almost unnavigable. In the dry season, they're constantly dredging to clear it of silt. Around 90% of Guyanans live on the coast. Only a few dare to brave the interior. For Guyanans too, this road is the last great adventure. Men from the local villages keep the ferry running. Every driver carries spare wheels and extra fuel tanks on his roof. They're about to enter pristine rainforest.
I'm Michael Davis, the head ranger at Surama River Lodge, and I'm from one of the local communities called Toka Village.
Micah belongs to the Makushi tribe. Most of the police come from the capital, but the rangers are usually local indigenous people. Together they check out the travelers. Micah is especially on the lookout for poachers. They shoot animals for food. The police are looking for smugglers' contraband. This is a checkpoint 300 kilometers into the country's interior. On the far side is the Iwo-Krama protected area. The name means refuge in the Makushi language. It's one of the Earth's last 4 completely pristine regions of rainforest, and one of the oldest protected regions of Guyana. Its 4,000 square kilometers are home to huge numbers of plants and animals. Many are endemic, found nowhere else but in Iwo-Krama. For humans, the heart of the region is the eco-lodge. It combines ecotourism and research. The goal is the sustainable use of the forest. The project is managed by Guyanans, mostly with indigenous roots. Makushi, Wapishana and Arawak work together to preserve their homeland. Training in management, hospitality or as rangers gives local youngsters a start in the jobs market. The jungle around the eco-lodge is a haven for South America's most famous predator. The jaguar is king of the jungle. But it's not so easy to find prey on the forest floor, because life thrives in the canopy. Where everything reaches up towards the light, with wings or good climbing skills has an advantage, like pauis or New World porcupines. Trees loaded with fruits and flowers may be few and far between. A hummingbird needs to know exactly where the nectar can be found. Fruit-bearing trees attract animals from far and wide. Red-faced spider monkeys swing through the canopy in search of sweet fruit. Their long arms and prehensile tails make them excellent climbers as they follow an older female who knows just where to find the right trees. No human could reach these tasty yellow fruits. Some canopy animals never descend to terra firma. Down here, a jaguar's territory often extends to several hundred square kilometers. He's picked up a scent. Jaguars don't chase their prey, they slink up and strike from cover. A brocket deer can weigh up to 35 kilos. This one would feed the jaguar for several days, if he can catch it. The bite to the neck is typical. A jaguar's jaws are so powerful they can crack open a tortoise shell. But only 1 in every 3 attacks succeeds. Prey this big is worth all the effort. he'll take it to a safe hiding place. Ranger Micah is now on his way to Ata Lodge, an offshoot of Iwakrama. This tourism center is where the canopy walkway starts. "30 meters up, the suspended walkway passes through the forest canopy.
And this is one of our platforms that we normally come in the morning or in the afternoon during the day. So in terms of viewing board, you can come and spend hours here checking at the top of the trees, because what happens as you walk along in the forest, you don't get to see the top of these big trees. So being on this platform, you can have a better view of the canopies of the trees. These fruits, when they are fruiting, is the best season to look for monkeys, because they tend to come close around on these trees. You have a better view of the different species of monkeys passing along the canopy of the trees.
The harpy eagle's nest is well hidden in a kapok tree. In the first months of an eaglet's life, one of the parents is always close by. To the world's most powerful raptor, a careless capuchin monkey is tempting prey. Every 3 days, the eaglet needs several kilos of meat, relying entirely on the hunting skills of its parents. Looking after themselves, their partner, and the chick doubles the workload of each of the adults. The parents deliver their prey, birds, sloths, opossums, or monkeys. Even in the canopy, the supply is limited. The adults will look after the eaglet for 2 years, until it can fend for itself. The eagles need big territories. Iwakrama can accommodate just 50 breeding pairs. There is a curse on this country. Huge amounts of gold and diamonds in the earth. Soon after dawn, at a trading post along the river, Micah has a rendezvous.
So here we are Chinese landing. This is one of the main entry points for a lot of poachers and illegal activities happening in the Iwakrama Reserve. So this is Chinese landing. So we're waiting on some GGMC officer to join us. I will be heading down the river in Suproni to make a check on where these activities normally happen.
The National Mine Inspectors travel with a police escort. They're on a dangerous mission. With them is Dr. Raquel Thomas Caesar. She's one of the directors of Iwakrama and a nationally known conservationist.
This is Chinese landing. We're waiting for GGM. See, this is 7 o'clock, so we got a little time.
Okay.
Raquel knows this team from earlier missions. The Guyana government issues permits to prospectors, but only for short periods and strictly limited areas. Illegal gold miners are suspected in this area. The joint mission begins. They travel along the borders of Iwokrama to a small tributary, the Sipuruni. Powerful outboard motors are needed to progress against the current. They've been on the move for more than half an hour with no real idea of what awaits them. They've been met by gunfire in the past. Will there be resistance this time? The atmosphere is tense. Nothing. This place has only just been abandoned. Maybe the gold diggers were warned.
Maybe now they get landing with this crossover, with the pontoon.
Oh, so they got a pontoon?
Yeah, 4 drums.
Ah, now this makes sense.
So we will walk up, and then we will observe them from the other side where it's the boat.
The camp on the other side of the river is outside Iwokrama, but it has no permit, and so it's illegal. They must confront the gold miners. These men know perfectly well they shouldn't be here, but the desire for easy money is too powerful.
What they can do, they can bring in other officers, break down the camps, confiscate equipment and so on. And by using those methods, take away the expensive equipment and so on, hope to cut their limbs in terms of what they're doing here. But as you can see here, this is like a huge mess. This is like in the buffer zone. This is like huge devastation here. We can't use an aggressive approach because we also don't want to put ourselves at risk. We don't want to put our staff at risk. Speaking to them, negotiating, and so on. There were many more miners here. A lot of them have left. So I think we've made progress. So we can sort them out too. Helping to bring them in. Partners in crime.
So we don't even have a boat, so we can't move farther than this bank.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Okay. See you all later. Have a good day.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
The mission has been only moderately successful. Once again, the authorities break up the gold miners' homemade rafts. By confiscating the barrels, they stop them crossing the river, at least for a while. Raquel, Micah and their team will have to come back again and again. Gold prospecting destroys the humus layer for a long time. Nothing is left behind but barren sand. It'll be years before anything can grow. Rainforest is being destroyed here too, but the traditional slash and burn technique of the indigenous tribes is very different. Farmers fell the trees and burn the undergrowth, but only over a small area and for a short time, so the humus layer is not removed. The farmers can still use this land. Ash fortifies the soil and works as a fertilizer.
Well, today I come and started for plant now, with cassavas.
Most farmers live from what they can grow: cassava, sweet potatoes, melons.
Most we do it in the morning, right? So we come and sleep here. About 6 o'clock morning or 5 o'clock we wake up early before the sun rises.
This farmer belongs to the Wapishana minority. He owns his land. All over Guyana, indigenous communities live in protected settlement areas covering 15% of the country. Their ancient land rights are protected by modern laws. This is unique, and not only in South America.
And we plant, dig a hole and things. So when the sun gets hot, we just go in and cool out until afternoon about 5 o'clock again when the place gets cool.
This kind of farming doesn't destroy broad areas of forest, as in other countries. When he gives up this field after a couple of years, the jungle will soon fill the gap. Secondary forest will grow in its place. First, grasses and pioneer plants that seek the light. Then, fast-growing trees and shrubs will take over. Typically, palms, bushes, and short-lived softwoods like Cecropia. After 3 to 5 years, there'll be no sign there was ever a farm here. Tapir and deer find delicate, sweet grasses in these clearings. Valuable grazing land in the harsh undergrowth. This is the abundance of the jungle. Snakewood trees and other pioneer plants have tasty fruits. Cecropia leaves soft and sweet. A mini paradise for sloths. But this profusion is brief. Pioneer plants don't live long. After just a few years, they're ousted by forest giants. The farm has disappeared. The canopy crowns everything. Especially here along the river, it's hard to know how much forest was farmed. But at the most isolated places, you'll find ancient rock carvings, evidence of human presence. Is this news? Are these signposts? Or perhaps ritual incantations. No one knows what these mysterious signs mean, how old they are, or who made them. Archaeologists have found traces of settlements nearby. In Guyana, rivers always were and still are the only way into the interior. The river cuts through the forest. A means of transport. And a way of cooling off. The village of Apoti lies here, at the confluence of the Esakibbo and the Rupununi rivers. Apoti is a typical rainforest settlement with a prosperous past and an uncertain future. Until the 1980s, Apoti was a main center for the production of Balata. Balata is the hardest, less elastic cousin of rubber. The collectors would roam the pristine forest, looking for trees to milk. Balata trees don't grow in plantations. During both World Wars, Balata was an important alternative to rubber. Compressed into balls, it was exported to Britain and used to make drive belts, to sheathe cables, and in peacetime, to make golf balls. Well into the 1960s, Balata flew out of Guyana. But now it's been replaced by synthetic rubber and is no longer used industrially.
Years ago, Balata was a money-making thing, and now Balata, they don't bleed Balata anymore, but now I still want to bleed Balata because I am making like little handicrafts like these for
Vivian is one of the few people who still know the techniques of Balata production. Balata trees live very long. Their location is passed down from generation to generation. Once, a network of paths led between the trees. There's no real danger in the woods. Jaguars are usually shy of people. Vivian only finds occasional traces.
this is where the jaguar scratch. It's a very big claws. He must be around somewhere.
Balata trees grow slowly. They can reach up to 30 meters high, with a diameter of up to 1.3 meters.
Oh, he got some nice trees. Like I have to bleed here. I might have to strap up one time.
Vivian's equipment is old and primitive, but it works. He inherited it from his father and has changed nothing. The wood of the Balata tree is so hard, the Guyanese call it bullet wood. Termites don't like it, and it's so heavy it sinks in water. The milky white sap starts to flow as soon as the bark is pierced. Balata hardens without heating. Above 50 degrees Celsius, it becomes soft again, and at 150 degrees, it melts. Indigenous Guyanans made drinking cups and jugs from the sap, and they still use it for local arts and crafts. A natural, local product, sustainably produced. Industrialization has replaced Balata with cheaper and more versatile plastics. With the end of the Balata boom, Apoti faded into insignificance. Most of the population left. Today, this village, deep in the rainforest, has scarcely 300 inhabitants. Jerry Milton remembers the busy days of his childhood.
I want to tell you about the history of Apoti.
Jerry knows where to find traces of the boom days.
It was left from the very long time. You spin this to press the balata. You put the balata on here and it spin to press, to compact the balata. This was the old safe, the bank, where they used to store all the money that they make from the balata. So that's the bank. That's the safe. Okay, it was a swimming pool. And it used to be big time in Apoti. You know, in those days, people used to be here and they used to come and bathe, you know, with their girlfriends and things like that.
Since those days, it has become rather less convenient to visit Apoti. It takes several hours of travel upriver to get here. But Jerry wants to stay, at least a little bit longer. He earns a living as a tour guide, showing off his homeland. Jerry loves this river and the diversity of its residents. The giant otters are the most impressive mammals. They hunt fish together. The locals call them water dogs. Biologically, they're related to weasels. The Esakibbo is ideal hunting territory for them. More than 420 species of fish have been identified here, the highest density of species anywhere in the world. The arapaima hold the local record at 2 meters long, weighing more than 100 kilos. Its favorite prey is piranhas. These are the kings of the river, black caiman, 6 meters and more long. They've caught an arapaima and need each other to divide the prey. They can't bite bits off on their own. Apart from that, they don't cooperate. Giant otters are different. The adults and the young stay together for several years. As a family, they're strong. By joining forces, they can drive off any caiman. They work together like a pack of skilled hunting dogs, especially when defending their territory and their young. They communicate with more than 20 different calls. One family will excavate several lairs. Surrounded by their elders, even the youngest come out into the river. The adults share their prey with the young. The locals' names for them sum up their hunting skills: water dogs, river wolves, and water jaguars. The rivers and their tributaries shape the landscape. The backwaters are especially rich in species. This is where the black caiman have their nurseries. Caiman build their nests on land. The female watches over the unremarkable pile of leaves that hide the eggs. Close by, boys are shooting fish with bows and arrows. Really, it's a sport. Looks like fun, but the strike rate is low. Sensibly, the girls use nets. Caiman don't like to be so close to people. She leaves her nest momentarily when she hears them. And the capuchin monkey sees its chance. It's after the eggs. The local people like caiman eggs too. There are plenty of caiman nests along the riverbanks. But this is the wrong one. Nothing here but empty, leathery shells. All the young have hatched. Every adult caiman instinctively responds to the call of the young. The threat worked. The young are safe. But there's more to the jungle than life on the riverbanks. The village of Surama is in a clearing in the middle of the rainforest. It lies beyond stretches of dense forest and savanna. This settlement is known for its good schools and its strong sense of community. The people see themselves as indigenous and modern. They hold their traditions close. Once a week, all the villagers come together to build. Everyone contributes what they can. Right now, the biggest project is renovating the village's eco-lodge. No one questions the need to work together for the good of the community. Projects are discussed and agreed in the village council. It's important that the work is fairly distributed. This isn't the only successful community project.
I am Abiola Alikak, age 39, a person who born and grew here in this beautiful community of Surama. I work with the Junior Wildlife Club for the past 21 years, being a coordinator, being a mentor to these students, to the children of my community. So working along with the club is more so of passing on environmental knowledge about what we have and how we can use it in a wise way. And we are able to be doing community-based tourism, selling what we have in a way that we would have less damage to our environment, and there we can earn finance. have a plan. And I'm happy that we have a plan. And I'm happy that you're here to listen to the plan and we will come out and work and share and happy and merry and everything. Right?
This is one of the Wildlife Club's field trips to the Buru Buru River.
So in all, I would like to move on and have the children learning the importance of the environment and how important is the environment to them, so that when they grow up or they become older, they can respect the environment as I try to do, learning from my parents, grandparents, and the fellow community members here in Surama.
The river is part of the Surama region, and the villagers have taken the rainforest and the animals here under their protection. There are no more villages upstream. The community will give no one permission to create a new farm or cut down trees. The forest along the river must remain intact, a sanctuary for nature and wildlife. And the forests around Surama are full of life, just waiting to be discovered. Deep in the jungle, there are still traces of abandoned farms that offer luscious fruits all year round. They attract plenty of hungry herbivores. Like these kinkajous. And that means opportunities for a jaguar too. It's after capuchin monkeys. Height may mean safety, but that can be deceptive. The important thing is to keep moving if you want to escape the jaguar. A predator's life is not easy. The odds are always on the side of the prey, especially when the prey is young and agile. Jaguars are excellent climbers, but the monkeys are usually faster. Settlements like Surama, deep in the forest, give predators another choice. Old, ill, or inexperienced jaguars try their luck closer to people. Chickens, or dogs, are easier prey. But making that choice too often can end fatally for a jaguar, since many farmers are armed. In Surama, though, humans try to live beside the animals with mutual respect.
You can avoid a jaguar attacking you. If you get in contact with a jaguar, like you're walking and you glance and you get this, you just notice this eyes on you, you just keep staring the jaguar straight in its face. Don't move and let the jaguar do the first move. Because if you allow the jaguar, you to move and the jaguar to keep staring at you, you become the loser at the end of the day, and then he could attack. So once you shy the jaguar, keeping your eyes on him, and he do the turning away, he would keep going his way.
Tai Ichi is the word for jaguar in the Makushi language. Just as much as the rainforest itself, this big cat is part of the culture and life experience of every Guyanan here in the hinterland. Only time will tell whether the indigenous peoples can succeed in maintaining their heritage, their culture, and the forests, and whether Guyana will remain a homeland for the jaguar.